be on this call and just to have the opportunity to be able to just, share my story with all the women that are watching. So ladies, give yourself a little pat on the back, a little round of applause for, getting to this point here this morning. And every time I hop on this call, I just feel so empowered. So if you feel empowered, I don't know if the chat's on, but let's type in 777 in the chat if you feel empowered every time you get on this call, because it's just amazing to hear all the different stories and things that women are coming on this and just sharing. So, just like Alina was saying, I love, love, love being here in this company, building this legacy, because iMarkets Live is so powerful, ladies. It's so powerful. I was going to say you guys, but they're pretty much all ladies on this call, right? So at the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing for us to be able to come together and have this place where we can all connect and be able to, ask each other questions and build this empire together. Being in an industry like this where it's so heavy around finances and, there's a lot of men, not a lot of women, I get very inspired when I talk to the women inside of this organization as to why they got started, because it can be intimidating. And I'm not going to lie, I was intimidated at first because I'm like, I used to get paid to talk for a living, not to look at charts, not to do this. Like, it was something that I was like, okay, I know you can make money here, but I'm not really sure. But I didn't know what I didn't know. So when I actually said yes to this, it opened up so much for me and my mission that Alina was saying, it's bigger than me, because it is. When you understand the power of what we have here, ladies, it is so much bigger than us just making money. It's being able to literally impact the world with learning or showing people how they can multiply their money. But I know you guys already know that. You're on this call, you're already locked in, or maybe there's some new guests on here that aren't inside the business yet. So hopefully that, inspires you and shows you the bigger picture of what this is. But I just wanted to go in and share my story a little bit. And I apologize, I am on my phone, and if my phone starts going off, it's business. So it is what it is. But when it comes to this opportunity, when it comes to me getting into something like this, the biggest thing is that you have to pour into yourself first, no matter what you do, whether it's a family that's your main objective, a career that's your main objective, building a massive organization is your main objective. You have to start with you first. And I get a lot of people being like, wow, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. I wish I could do what you do. I wish I could be where you are, blah, blah, blah. But what they don't see is that this started, 3-4 years ago. This didn't just start when I started iMarkets Live 9 months ago. It started years ago because I decided, before I even got out of the news industry, that wasn't going to be my forever career. I wanted to really make an impact and be able to help a lot of people. And the news just wasn't cutting it. It wasn't the outlet that was really working for me and really working for other people, because not very many people watch it anymore either. So I knew that I had to pour into myself and figure out and really channel in, what does Molly want to accomplish? But before you even get there, who is Molly? What am I about? What are my core values? And that comes into personal development. So if you're on this call and you're not really sure the direction you need to go in this company, if you're not sure you want to trade, you want to build, you want to do both, you're not really sure what you want to do, what that tells me and what that should tell you is you're not taking enough time for you. We're so busy giving to other people, friends, family, kids, your job, whatever that may be, that we put ourselves last. And if we do not wake up with the intention that I have to fill my cup up first, you are forever going to be pouring out of an empty cup. And what comes out of an empty cup? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So you have to be able to pour into you first. So like I said, a lot of people are like, I want to be where you are. I want to do what you do. But are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to sit there and be able to reflect and just internalize, okay, where am I at? Am I where I want to be? What do I need to do to get there? And I'll admit, ladies, I have poured thousands and thousands of dollars into my personal development, because I know that if I'm right and I am, feeling good and I have, just clarity on what it is I need to do, then it is going to make it a lot easier to, for me anyways, build the organization that I want to build, leave the legacy I want to leave. And ultimately, it's because my number one why is my future family. Being a news anchor and reporter, I knew that somebody else was going to raise my kids. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to be home. And I knew because of my personality and my bubbliness that I would work a morning show, which those hours are like, depending on the station, like 3 a.m. to noon. There's no life. There's no life with that at all. And it was one of those things where I'd go to bed at like 7 p.m. at night. And I'm like, how am I supposed to eventually have a family with this? Like, that's not, that is literally not going to be able to happen. So, point being is, it really just buckles down to even the why. I mean, let's just touch on that for a second. Because I knew what I needed to do to pour into myself, I had that why first and foremost. Because if you just have the, I want to make money, I don't like my job, and something that's very surfaced, not saying it's not real, just saying it's surfaced. Um, if you don't have a strong why, and maybe that's attached to somebody else, my why is literally attached to people I don't even know yet, right? The kids I haven't had, the husband I don't have, like I don't even know. And I mean, I can picture them, but I don't even know who they are, right? But at the end of the day, that is so strong for me that I knew that if my why, my family was that important, that I needed to figure it out now, and that means not going out and partying every weekend, hardly ever actually. That means, more personal development than TV shows. That means jumping on the calls that iMarkets Live, all the personal development, so much personal development, you guys, instead of, again, watching the shows, going out with friends, or doing stuff that's not pouring into your being, who you are. That's what it means. I tell people what you do in the dark, meaning behind closed doors, is what's going to come out in the light. So if you're not personally developed and you're not strong mentally and confident in what you want to do, that's going to come out in front of other people because you haven't taken the time to get yourself there. So at the end of the day, when people are like, I wish I could be where you are, I wish I could be where you are. And I'm like, well, perfect. I can show you how to do this if you want to join in this with me, but are you ready? It's not easy. It's not easy to self-reflect and have some of those tough defining moments in your life and be like, have I healed from that? Am I okay from that? Is this really going to define me, or is it just going to be a part of my story and I can use it as power going forward? And I want you to hear me when I say that a lot of us have gone through painful points. A lot of us. Now, do you let that affect you negatively and let that define you, or do you use that as power moving forward? Because I say in everything, they say the good, bad, the ugly. I say the good and the lessons, because there's lessons in everything. There's not desirable situations. Sure, you can call them bad, but you can learn from them. Why did that happen? And maybe you don't know why, but take something from it that you can learn, that you can use later, or even share with other people. So at the end of the day, when people want the lifestyle that I have, I literally just am like, well, are you ready? Are you ready to pour into you first? Because it's not about anybody else when you get started other than you. Because even if your why is your future family, like mine, for example, guess what? My future family doesn't have a shot if I don't pour into me first. If I do not take the time to say, hey, Molly, we gotta fix some of this stuff over here, or we gotta dive into this over here. Like, you have to do that. So, moving forward, it was one of those things, and I'm going to give you a short story. When I got out of the news about 2 years ago, I actually was fired because of a transformation photo that I posted. The last couple of years in news, I got really into fitness, and I was putting myself through this challenge. And I mean, ladies, I was looking good. Like, I was looking good. Like, I put myself through it, put up a transformation photo, and then basically it lit the news world on fire, where I was posted on blogs. I was, talked about behind my back, and people were like, dude, work with this girl. How could she do this? And I'm just like, are we looking at the same picture? Because I put myself through a health competition to show myself that I can do it. Right. And at the end of the day, yeah, you guys want to treat me like I just killed somebody. Like, it was crazy. People were talking about me that bad. And at the end of the day, corporate just wasn't having it apparently. And they ended up firing me. And when I was that day, I remember it so clearly. Like, I finished a newscast. They brought me into their office and they said, you need to pack up your things. You no longer work here. And I'm like, excuse me? And they go, yeah, that picture, we just, we feel like it's best that, we just part our separate ways and da 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 da. And I'm just like, excuse me? Like, are we looking at the same picture here? So at the end of the day, that was the biggest burden that was lifted off me. The way they treated me and just the toxicity in that industry, I'm just like, thank God I'm out. I am out. Well, guess what? Here's a pain point for me, and I'm going to be very open and vulnerable with you. Weeks before that, I found out that the man that I thought that I was going to marry, that asked my parents for permission to marry me, I found out that he was cheating on me. And I found out through some random girl on Instagram. So I was already dealing with that and the breakup and the heartbreak and just me being shattered, right? To me losing this job that I was thankful to actually be done with, because I could have gotten back in, but I decided this isn't for me. So it was like, boom, boom. What do I do? I mean, nobody would have faulted me if I would have sat there and been like, okay, I just need a little bit, like I'm just struggling right now. I said, no, you know what? Guess what that's going to do? Nothing. For me to sit there and soak on what's gone already and what's happened in the past. Like I'm over it. I learned from it. We're moving on here, you know, and that's just me. I don't want to sit there and sulk in something that literally is going to have no benefit to me going forward. So I decided in about a week's time that I am going to go full-time entrepreneur, you know, launch my consulting business full-time. I was doing this part-time at the moment, just like on the side. And I packed up what would fit in my car, sold the rest, and moved to Southern California. Orange County, to be exact, one of the most expensive places in the country, let me tell you. But at the end of the day, that was my mindset then. And even people now are like, it's so expensive to live there. And I'm like, expensive is a mindset. If you love where you live, if you want to be where you want to be, and you're like, oh, this is too expensive, well, guess what? You need to make more money. You need to find a way to make more money. And beautiful part is, all of you being on this call, you understand, or you will very soon, that that is right here. You have multiple options: making money through crypto, making money through binary, making money through Forex, making money through the opportunity. Hello, it's technically 4 different types of income in one opportunity. Like when people like say that, you know, maybe this isn't for them or whatever, and I'm like, you don't want money? Like that's literally what you're telling me, is you don't want money. Like that's crazy to me. So at the end of the day, I'm super blessed. So when I moved to California, I didn't know anything about IML. You know, I didn't know, I just didn't know. And so I did, like I said, I got into it 9 months ago. But at the end of the day, me moving here was a huge leap of faith. And it was going from being heartbroken to kind of being backstabbed by a career that I gave everything to coming here and just figuring it out. And I'll tell you this, ladies, you know, I have seen more negative bank accounts than I can count. I've sold my car. I've been scammed on selling possessions. So I've lost money there. I have slept on people's couches, different rooms, different beds that weren't my own. You know, I have been through it because I know that my mission is bigger than me. And I know me going through this now is just going to pour into my story, and it's going to empower people moving forward. That if you think, I can't, I just can't, you know, I just don't know how to do it. Well, whether you tell yourself you can or you can't, it's going to come true. And I was not going to allow myself to be that person of like, okay, beat down, beat down, beat down, beat down, and not pull through. Like that's never been me and never will be me. And going forward, you know, it's never going to be a part of my story. I put up something on Instagram the other day. I think it's like, you know, when something along the lines, like when you look at her life, there will never be a text message that will read, she gave up, ever. Because that is something that I will not ever do, is give up if I'm really wholeheartedly in something. And this is it. You know, I never knew that getting into iMarkets Live, when I said yes, the day that I said yes, that it would turn into this. To me being, you know, sniff away from P5,000, which is an extra $5,000 a month residually. You know, me going to hit chairman this year. And I'm telling you all of this because I'm speaking it into existence and it's happening. And for me, it's not about the money. The money's great. Trust me. Obviously, that's nice. It's about the number of people I get to save and get to help. 500 people as chairman 10, you know, minimum this year, chairman 10, minimum. My goal is chairman 25, chairman 50. Chairman 50, excuse me. We're just going to put that out there, point blank, period. Because I have such a big mission on helping people. And I know when people are, you know, coming into my organization, they understand like what this team is about. They understand that, you know, we are here to help and bless others. It's bigger than us. But I'm here to tell you that you cannot do that effectively and efficiently if you do not check and pour into yourself first. You can't. Not even to your, maybe iMarkets Live is something on the side for you and your family is your biggest priority. Well, guess what? Your kids can't get the most of you. Your family can't get the most of you. or maybe in a relationship, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever, they cannot get the most of you if you do not pour into you first. Because that's just adding another broken person into the equation, and that just makes a very broken situation. So I tell people, as hard as it is to take a relationship, for example, as hard as it is to be single, ladies, I know I've been single for a long time, and it's not that it's something I want, it's something that I know has to be done because my mission's so much bigger than me that eventually, a relationship, a marriage, kids will be there. But right now is my time. Right now is me focusing on my mission, and my mission, like I said, Chairman 50. That's a lot of people. I actually have something on my wall, Chairman 50, 2,500 people. I literally have this thermometer on my wall that's like going to shoot me to chairman. So I can see it every single day when I walk into my room, every single day, because it's that important to me. So you have to find what's important to you. You got to set that why, set that goal. But then at the end of the day, before anything even really happens, that's so funny. Pike is so funny. Whatever even happens, you have to pour into you first. You have to, I could have take that example of when, I found out I was cheated on, lost my job, what could I have done? There's so many scenarios that could have happened, right? So many scenarios. But what did I do? I said, you know what? Like, if I don't do this now, if I do not launch into what I want to launch into, meaning help the people that I have told myself that I'm going to help, it's never going to happen. And I didn't even know this company would be a part of that equation. But guess what? I started with my why. I wasn't connected on the how, because the how is going to change. It's always going to change. It's never going to be the same. I was actually in a different network marketing company before this, and I loved it. And I thought that was going to be my company to build and my forever company. And I still love it, but it just wasn't working out. And I was pouring in so much time, just wasn't working out. But I'm a huge person of faith where I truly believe God was like, you know what? It's a great company. It's just not yours. And then here comes iMarkets Live. And I'll tell you, ladies, I actually said no 200 times before I said yes. Not because I didn't believe in the opportunity, not because I didn't believe in the power of multiplying your money. I just didn't know what I didn't know. But number one is, who am I going into business with? You got to ask yourself that. If you're trying to build this business, would you want to go into business with you? Would you be somebody that, hey, I'm going to, I love what Alina's doing. I'm just going to jump on it. I love it. And I'm going to make it happen because I believe in her mission and I believe in what she's about. Do people believe you? Do you live it out? Do you show that you're an example of it or not? Because those 200 people before me, I know exactly what they saw. They saw basically a cash cow, a cash cow, price tag, like, this girl can make me money. She's connected. She can talk, she has looks, da, 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 da. I heard it all and I've seen it all and I know. But the business partner I said yes to, which I was just on the phone with him before I hopped on here because we're best friends. We met through social media. We met through Facebook, I think maybe like 6 to 8 months before IML even came into the picture for either of us. And we built that rapport. And I was like, you're definitely somebody I want to keep in the loop, work with someday, or at least, connect with. But I would have never been able to attract somebody of quality like that if I did not pour into me first. Because it's funny how he found me on social media. He was having, it's kind of funny. He's like, I was having a bad week and I stumbled across your picture. Oh, your picture is kind of cute. And then I looked on your profile and I saw this inspiration. And I was like, dude, this girl's about her business. Like, she's about it, friend request. And that friend request has now led into a lifelong, if you even want to talk dollar amount, lifelong multi-million-dollar relationship. And I'm putting that out there because that is exactly what this will be. From a Facebook request that I added, that I don't even want to say if you want to like earn it, but I poured into myself enough to attract the right people. I'll give you another example. And social media is so powerful, you guys. If you don't know anything about me, just know that I've pretty much built myself to P2000 by just using social media. Having over, actually at this point, over like 150 people in my organization through social media. That's it. I'm getting out in person, meeting people, this and that, but social media is so powerful. And it just goes to show you that I just told you how I got into this is because of Facebook. Because of Facebook. So don't sleep on something like that when it's free advertising. People are scrolling, looking at it anyways, and they don't even know what they're scrolling for. So be that something that they are going to stop on being like, I'm obviously using Alina as an example because she's right in front of me. So that's why, but I see her doing her thing. I see her being really consistent with this. You know, I love the vibes. I love the culture. I love what she's about. What is this? Like, what are you doing? Pick that curiosity, because you're like, I always see Alina, she's always giving value, especially with her live calls that she does, especially with her live Facebook lives. I absolutely love it. And she's consistent with it every single week. And that is so key. And because being consistent with it, that can turn into your moneymaker, and you literally can do it all from home. But really, the whole point is that, you know, social media is so powerful, ladies. Like, it's just a place where you can add value and show people, hey, you know what? I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to show you the value I have. And if you resonate with it, great. Let's link up. Let's make this a partnership of some sort. I don't know what that's going to be, but I'll tell you the kind of partnerships that I've gotten through social media. Not only a multi-million dollar, like, you know, business organization, let's just even go billion. I mean, let's just go big here. Eventually it's going to get there, right? I mean, why cap ourselves, right? Million, billion, let's go. With my business partner, Drew Humphrey, inside of this, number one. Number two, I have, you know, recently started a podcast, and I've been wanting to do this for so long that I had a gentleman that found me on social media. I was like, hey, I really resonate with you. And he shared his story, and then all of a sudden, boom, he helped me create this podcast. That was through Facebook. And then this other gentleman who is a 7-figure earner in another company has been wanting to put on this network marketing training that is faith-based, but is going to help network marketers, not for specific companies, but just training in general. He's putting that on in San Diego. He reached out to me to be a guest speaker, a panelist to talk. And these are all things that I've been wanting to do, that I've been thinking about, manifesting about. And guess what happened? Boom, 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 boom. It all happened. Why? Because I'm already thinking it, I'm manifesting it, I'm putting it out there. But then on top of that, I'm actually supporting that with what I'm showing people, you know, whether that's in person or on social media. I've built my brand for people to know this is what Molly's about. And I would not have been able to do that. Again, it all goes back to that personal development, because on the other side of that, ladies, and I know you've felt this and you've seen this, you know, the negativity, the backlash, the crude words, you know, men being pigs in the DMs. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. Don't get me started. I even did a call like months ago, last year, of women how to take control of the conversation of when men slide into your DMs. How do you counteract that? How do you take control of that conversation when they do that? If you're going to write anything down on this call, write this down. I'm telling you, note takers are money makers. So hopefully you've been writing notes up until this point. But if a guy slides into my DMs and tries to be cute, tries to, you know, be like, oh, you're sexy, you're attractive, or da da da, I'm just like, hey, you know what? I'm here to get you paid, not play house. Period. I'm here to get you paid, not play house. Let me know when you want to make this money. Drop some profits in there in the DMs, not publicly. You don't want to put it publicly. Drop it in the DMs. And then guess what he's going to do? He's going to look at that, and he's probably going to think a couple different things. Number one, whoa, this woman's about her business. Or he might even be offended, being like, she's trying to show me how to get money. I got my own money. But then you drop a nice little profit in there of, you know, just a couple K, and it's like, whoop, this is what it is. And the profits that I drop, I'll be honest with you, you know, I'm not the best trader in the world. I'm getting there. I'm practicing every day. So if you're not quite there yet, just know it takes consistency, and you got to be committed, and you'll get there. But, you know, leverage other people in your business. Leverage other people that are making that money. Drop those profits and be like, this is what my team's making. You know, you're not claiming it as your own, but you're showing people that, hey, that money's being made here. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to use social media as a cutesy dating app. Like, I'm not. You know, I'm here to make things happen. But it's also, you know, you can't be sending mixed signals either. You know, can't be sending mixed signals. One thing that I want to also bring up is, when it comes to social media, ladies, please, 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 if I see, and if this is you, that's fine. This drives me up the wall. I'm going to be honest with you. Can I be honest with you? Let me just be honest with you. If I see one more booty pic with an inspirational quote, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. And if you guys are laughing, obviously, hopefully that's not you. But like, come on, ladies. Yes, your body's attractive. There's curves. You're voluptuous. You're sexy. Do not use that as a ploy to get to come into your business. Whatever you get in the DMs that are inappropriate, you probably like, I'm not going to say you deserved it, but look what you just did. You just used this booty pic, looking back at it with the inspirational quote, and like, come on, what do you think that's going to do? Like, what do you think that is going to do? Yeah, it's just not the way you should be branding yourself. And if you want to brand yourself like that and show off a little something, just know that what you get in return, can't really be mad at it. You can't, I'm a huge proponent of class. Be classy. Show that you're a cut above. Because trust me, if I wanted to, post some booty pics on Instagram, I'd have like 1 million followers by now. But that is not my brand. That is not what I want to do. That is not me. And it's just me being really raw and real with you, ladies. You got to be able to be classy. And whatever it is that you got to ask yourself, what you're putting out there is, would you want to join you in business? Would you want to be you? Would you want to partner with you? And if not, it all goes back to, how are you pouring into you? What does your personal development look like? And I'll give you an example. When I get up in the morning, I get up at like 5:30 in the morning, right? 5:30 in the morning, immediately do my devotions, personal development, go to the gym. And then after I'm done taking care of me, then my team gets me. Then the rest of the day gets me, the appointments. But until then, nobody, unless something is set and like scheduled because it has to be. But that first, I would say like 3 hours, that's me. That is me. And if you're not getting up early enough to give yourself those hours to pour into you, then you need to adjust your schedule somewhere. Now, the reason why I say morning, and maybe you're not a morning person, is because when you get up, your brain is fresh, you just woke up from sleep. Pour in all that goodness. Or even at night before you go to bed, so you can pour it in and you wake up and you're feeling great. You're feeling amazing. At night before you go to sleep, or in the morning right when you wake up, or even both. I usually do both. Because after a busy day, it's one of those things where I need to be able to, decompress, breathe in, breathe out, move on. Whatever the stress was for the day, it's gone, because I'm now putting, nurturing and, good content, good words inside my brain, my system, so I can marinate on that in my sleep. Our subconscious is a real thing. So if you're stressed and you go to bed stressed, you're going to have a restless sleep rather than the alternative, right? So all this to be said, ladies, that I really don't have a ton more to say, other than the biggest message here is, you just got to pour into yourself. Personal development. I personally love, when it comes to books, John Maxwell, huge for me. Love John Maxwell. He always speaks life into me. You got Gary Vee, you got Tony Robbins. If you ever need a good spice up in the morning to wake you up, listen to Eric Thomas. He has like quick little 5-10 minute videos on YouTube. Love Eric Thomas. And there's, oh my gosh, there's just so many different people to listen from, and to learn from. But I really recommend, instead of just always listening to podcasts or videos, sit down and read a book. Because there's something about being still, being, I am here in this moment just to read. Not I'm listening to this, I'm working out, I'm texting this person, and I'm thinking about what I'm doing next. You're distracted. Sit down, funnel, read, and really be able to take 30 minutes a day to pour into yourself. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be the easiest thing to start. But guess what? That is what I started doing for me to get to where I am here now. And I don't consider myself, super successful by any means. I'm proud of myself because I've come a long way. I have come a long way. And I have earned to where I am right now, but it is far from over, far from where it's supposed to be, because I know that I am supposed to be helping so many people. Like I said, Chairman 50, 2,500 people this year. And I know it can happen. Why? Because my mission is so strong, so concrete, that I'm attracting people like that into my organization while I'm still learning how to trade and making money both ways. I will tell you, trading is beautiful. It will challenge you. It takes patience and persistence. I absolutely love it. I never thought I would say that. But building, there's so much growth that comes into it, because you got to deal with other people and their stuff. You got to be able to relate to them. You got to be able to chat with them. You got to be able to show them and paint the vision. But you won't be able to do that until you pour into yourself. It's just not going to be able to happen. And if that like triggers something in you, what do you mean I can't do it? Well, it's just not going to be done efficiently. That's just my opinion. I've tried doing it where I've had weeks where I'm just go, 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 go. And it was a struggle because I wasn't pouring into myself. And there's going to be times like that where you're reading and you're doing really, really good and you're pouring into yourself. And then you just get so busy, you forget about it. But now you see and feel a difference, that it's not the same. So I'm telling you this is the biggest thing. When you wake up in the morning or when you go to bed at night, put you at the top of the list first. And if you need to wake up earlier to do that, then do it. Do it. You will see so much more productivity, not being busy, being productive to build whatever it is that you're wanting to build. So ladies, I am just super grateful to be able to even be on this call to chat with you. If you want to link up, definitely we can, connect in the Women Who Win Worldwide chat or on Instagram or whatever it is that we connected and you got this link. But I'm grateful for everybody that's on this call because you have chosen to take time to get value, to take yourself to the next level. And ladies, there are so many calls that iMarkets Live does that all the time they're being plugged into these chats that you got this link from. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of that because there's so much that you can get from it, so much value that you can really grow as a person. So I just really encourage you because it's free. I mean, you're paying for the company, so you might as well get on these trainings from people that are making 6, 7, even 8 figures. It's crazy. And you're skipping over that for whatever reason. You got to sit down for 30 minutes and just learn from the people who have what you want. It's going to be key. So that's pretty much it for me. I'm so thankful to be able to be on here. Thank you, Alina. Thank you, everybody who brought me onto this call. And I'm just excited to see what we all create.
Wow. Thank you so much. If you guys got some value off of that, hopefully you guys can hear me. It's saying that it can't detect my microphone. But if you guys got some value, please drop some 7s in the chat for Molly. I know I did, and I hope you guys were taking notes because that was some amazing, amazing nuggets right there. And I'm just going to leave it at that because, I mean, I don't think there's really anything I could add that's going to make it any more better and amazing than what she already said. Like, I literally feel like she's that mic drop emoji, you know what I mean? And so thank you for hopping on, and thank you everybody for taking time to join us today. And I hope you guys have a good, amazing, blessed rest of your day and week. See you guys next week. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye, you guys.